Our speaker today is Sister Ricca, and I'm going to let her tell you her last name, from Christus Foundation for Healthcare. Sister Ricca was born and raised in the Philippines and entered the Sisters of Charity of the Incarnate Word in Houston in 1999. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Medical Technology, a Master of Arts in Theology, and graduated as a Doctor of Medicine from Our Lady of Fatima College in the Philippines. She completed her residency in family medicine at Christus St. Joseph Hospital and Methodist Hospital in Houston. She is board certified in family medicine and has medical licenses in Texas and California. Christus Foundation for Healthcare began with the Sisters of Charity of the Incarnate Word and St. Joseph Hospital. Christus continues the original mission by serving the needs of underserved and uninsured communities of all faiths and ages and cultures in the greater Houston and Galveston areas. Sister Ricca is the primary physician at Christus Point of Light in Dickinson, Texas. The clinic, along with other Christus entities, continues to provide quality, affordable health care to thousands of men, women, and children annually. Sister will describe some of the programs, especially here in Houston. Please welcome Sister Ricca.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm actually in the nun committee, so if anybody wants to join, you can see me after this. It's the best committee. But thank you so much for having me. I have with me James and Molly, who work at the Christus Foundation for Healthcare, and all three of us will be available for any questions that you have later on. So again, thank you so much for having me. I live at the Villa de Motel. Some of you might have had a retreat in our Rua Center, so that's where I live. So I'm only about 15 minutes away from here. And I really want to thank you for having me here and also allowing us to tell you about our wonderful ministry in healthcare. So, some of you might know that this is actually Catholic Sisters Week. And so that began on Friday until Friday this week. So it's my week today. And I want to let you know also that Catholic healthcare in the United States take care of 1 in 5 individuals. That's how much health care the Catholics are providing to every faith, every gender in the United States. And not only that, Catholic health care provides the most free care in the United States and the most Medicaid and Medicare in the United States. So it's something that all of us should be proud of, because the education system in the United States and the healthcare system in the United States were actually started by religious congregations. If not for the sisters, and I'm not promoting myself, I'm just saying this is a fact. The Catholic sisters and brothers started the education system and healthcare in the United States in the 19th century. Don't hold the bottom. Okay. And Texas has the most uninsured state, so I'll never be out of a job because 18% of Texans do not have health insurance. So Christus Foundation for Healthcare targets those without insurance, those who are uninsured and underserved. And I'll be going through 7 of our ministries in the next few minutes. So we were founded in 1866. We're probably the only congregation founded in Galveston. So we're BOI, born in the island, in 1866. And at that time, Texas was just one diocese. Can you imagine that? Just one diocese for the entire state of Texas. And we were founded by the second Bishop of Texas, Bishop Dubuis, in 1866. What he did was, because there was a yellow fever epidemic, and there were many orphans, and of course many patients that needed to be taken care of, he wrote the sisters in France to send sisters to Galveston, and without even knowing how to speak English. So the three sisters originally came from France, and from the three of them, they created our congregation that we have now, the Sisters of Charity of the Incarnate Word. And the foundational call of Bishop Dubuis at that time was, our Lord Jesus Christ, suffering in the persons of the multitude of sick and infirm of every kind, seeks relief at your hands. So that is our foundational call. And first we had the Sisters of Charity Healthcare, and we merged with the Incarnate Word Healthcare in 1999 and formed Christus Health. So we're 25 years old this year, Christus Health. And Christus Health comprised of 3 sponsoring congregations, the Sisters of Charity Incarnate Word, Houston, San Antonio, and the Holy Family of Nazareth. And together, our main mission, the main mission of Christus Health, is to extend the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. And I think that's really awesome for me, to be able to walk in the footsteps of Jesus as a healer, the consummate healer, and at the same time be a sister and be serving as a medical doctor. So it's a dream come true for me. And Christus Health is the 6th largest Catholic healthcare in the United States. We take care of about, almost 10 million people a year. We have about 50,000 associates or employees. And we have about, the only 2 clinics that are providing or existing here in Houston are St. Mary's Clinic and my clinic, Point of Flight Clinic. So these are the 7 programs of Christus Foundation. And I told you earlier that the sisters started the healthcare systems, but we need help. The healthcare and the education system in the United States have really expanded. So I'm really, really very grateful for all the lay people who assist us in this work, because we really couldn't do it on our own. In the past, we were the CEOs, the treasurers, the nurses in the different hospitals, but nowadays we entrust those duties to the lay people who are, in most cases, better equipped, better educated than us to be CEOs of big hospitals. Visits. I remember when our goal was, okay, let's see about 60,000 a year, and then it became 80,000 a year, and then it became 100,000 a year, but now we're reaching about 125,000 clients a year, and it costs us about $29 per patient to take care of them. And these are our collaborators. Without them, we really couldn't do much of what we're doing right now. Your DSF actually helped the Christus Our Daily Bread. the Catholic Charities, Health and Counseling, MD Anderson provides us with free mammogram and colon cancer screening. And that is awesome because you know how much a colonoscopy is. And the cheapest mammogram is like $250. And the regular price of mammogram is $500. But the Rose and MD Anderson provide those for free. The Eye Institute provide free eye exam and so on. Well, Christa's Healthy Living Mobile Clinic, which was established in 1993, that's one of our ministries. And as the name says, it's mobile. It's is it a bus or a truck or a van? A big van that goes around different churches or civic centers or anybody who wants to invite them. As you can see, they were able to serve 30,329 patients and 280 sites. So because of the mobile clinic, we are able to reach beyond our clinics or our physical location. And because of those screenings, we are able to diagnose high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, and so on. And we provide 12,474 immunizations. My clinic, because we're located in the Dixon area, we go to about 5 different schools, public schools, and we provide free flu shots in the fall to the students, parents, and teachers. But that's just one of the centers that Living Mobile Clinic serves. Now, the Christus School Clinics, this is really cool. It was started in 1997. So there are a lot of schools out there that does not have school nurse. And so we provide medical assistance to those schools. I think there are more than 10. It's about 10 schools right now. And what is cool about this picture is, this is telemedicine. I just wanted to point out, she's a medical assistant, he's the patient, and as you can see, she can look at the patient's ear, and it transmits to the computer, and it goes to a physician. So that saves the parents, with their consent of course, a trip to school. They don't have to miss their work. And the doctor, our doctor, would be able to see ears, the throat, through that little camera, and even hear the patient. When the medical assistant put the special stethoscope, she can put it on the patient's heart or lungs, and the doctor will be able to hear, oh yeah, this boy has pneumonia or bronchitis. And then send out the prescription electronically to the pharmacy of their choice. So, and that's all for free. The schools do not give us anything. And our medical assistants also screen the students for scoliosis, for hearing. And then of course, if they're not up to date on their shots, then shots are provided by the Healthy Living Mobile Clinic. Now this is me when I was younger. This is Chris's Point of Flight Clinic. We started in 1989, and we see about 6,000 patients a year. I'm working part-time, and there's another doctor who's working part-time, and I have 2 nurse practitioners. One is full-time, one is part-time. And we provide about 921,000 in prescription assistance. And let me tell you about that prescription assistance. You know, in every commercial on TV, at the end of the commercial, they will say, if you could not afford your prescription, contact this. So we do that for the patients. And because of that, our patients are actually getting the appropriate medications that they need. You know, before Ozempic became very popular, we have our patients on Ozempic, but it's so difficult to get Ozempic now, so we have to go to a different, newer ones, Mounjaro. But if you can imagine, a patient with diabetes on insulin, it will cost them about $1,500 to $3,000 a month. And our number one diagnosis is diabetes. Second is hypertension. Third is depression. Fourth is anxiety. And fifth is just the common cold, which is unusual because it should be the common cold. That would be more common than diabetes, but that's just the state of the country where we are right now. So even just last year, I was looking at our numbers, and we provided 42,000 worth of medication. So we're not skimping on our prescriptions. If there is a good medication out there that will be appropriate for the patient, we get those prescriptions for them. And we share that app. It's a program, it's a software. And that makes, we have a dedicated person doing just applying for these medications for our patients. And we share that program with St. Mary's Clinic. And they also have a dedicated medical assistant doing that for them. Christie's Our Daily Bread started in 1986. It's in Galveston, Texas, and they serve about 24,480 meals, a lot of volunteers, and these medical visits, I go there once a month. So I see the patients at Our Daily Bread, and when I'm there and they couldn't wait, then it's telemedicine. So that's how we got that number, that 1,400 medical visits. But I wanted to tell you about the other things that they do. You know, they provide counseling, they give clothes, they give hygiene products to the homeless. And any given day, there will probably be about 70 to 80 homeless individuals, unhoused, as they like to call it now, individuals. And of course, their goal is to help our clients toward a path of stability and self-sufficiency. And in order to do that, we help them apply for IDs and birth certificates, because I cannot tell you how many times my patients from there got robbed. And so they're always missing their IDs, they're always needing their birth certificates. So we help them apply for those also. And a lot of them use our address, Our Daily Bread, to get their Social Security checks or whatever checks that need to come to them. So they receive those checks for them. And they also offer rehabilitation because they have a counselor there. And if a patient or a client needs more than what we can provide, they're referred to rehab centers. And one thing that I also do, because like I said, the patients get robbed a lot, so I have to provide them with their prescription, and before they can see their psychiatrist as a bridge, and those prescriptions are all free. We give those prescriptions for free. And I forgot to mention that in my clinic and in St. Mary's Clinic, we charge $35 per visit. And that's because we know that if you pay something, you're more likely to take care of yourself. And the other more important point is that you are taking care of yourself. And that $35 signify that you have the opportunity to really make yourself better. And because of that, we are not taken for granted, even though it's $35. But that's how half days work for our patients. And most of our patients work in your neighborhood, your housekeepers, the yard people. I'd like to think that we're actually contributing to the economy of the United States because when we get them healthy and working, then they're able to support themselves and pay taxes, of course. So it's so common that on a rainy day, I have more patients who work out in the yard, or construction workers, or in some holidays, then we'll get more patients or waitresses and so on. Because those are the days that they're able to come because they're not working. But of course, they work a lot. And they're not really looking for a handout. They really do want to take care of themselves. Now, Dr. Kwan is our telemedicine doctor. So she's the recipient of all the telemedicine visits from the schools and from our daily bread. And Christus St. Mary's sees a whopping 45,000 patient encounters just in 1 year alone, and 7,000 lab tests, and 4,700,000 inpatient assistance, which I explained to you earlier. And so my clinic is smaller, multiply that by 5, and you got St. Mary's. Because we share our nutritionists. Both of our clinics provide free counseling. My clinic twice a week, and then I'm not sure how many days a week in their clinic. And then St. Mary's Clinic has 4 doctors, 2 full-time, 2 part-time, 2 volunteer, 1 podiatrist, 1 volunteer dermatologist, and 2 nurse practitioners. The Learning Center is located at the Moran Building, and they provide adult English as second language education, GED, citizenship classes, and their clients are from all over the world, and they go there in order to learn English. And we also have ESL, our daily bread, on the 2nd floor. The Operation San Jose, which was started in 1983, every year, except during COVID time, they would do a 7-day trip to, nowadays it's in Mexico, because Christus Health has a presence in Mexico. So we have a hospital there called Christus Muguerza. It's a state-of-the-art hospital, and they will examine the patients with cleft lip and cleft palate and bring them for surgery at 2 operating rooms at Christus Muguerza. And you know, for a child with cleft lip or palate, it actually requires more than 1 surgery. You know, it's not like 1 surgery and you fix it. So every year when they come back, they could be seeing the same patient, but another improvement to the surgery. And we have volunteer plastic surgeons, anesthesiologists, nurses, about 19 of them every year. And I mentioned earlier that we are collaborating with Catholic Charities and Christ Samaritan Center to provide free health counseling in 4 of our 7 centers. And we have provided 5,900 counseling sessions. Now, what is our budget? It's $6 million and 80% toward corporate services. And $19 is the cost of patient labs, $45 for 15 meals for the homeless, $15 to immunize 1 patient. You know, vaccines are really expensive. And I think flu shot is the cheapest. But when you talk about pneumonia shot, those are really expensive shots. The shingle shot, gosh, it's like $250. And $35 the cost of an office visit, as I mentioned earlier. And by the way, if they cannot afford it, we can waive that. We can waive the $35. One secret that we have, when the patient cannot pay, and we'll tell them, okay, just come back another time. But you know, we wipe it out within a month. They don't know that, but it's wiped out from our system. Now, very beautiful story. This is Dr. Wolf, and he is our volunteer, retired podiatrist. And I will read this for you. For 3 months, Dr. David Wolf worked to save Miguel Navarro's foot. Miguel, a diabetic, went into Christus St. Mary's Clinic with a severe foot ulcer, a complication usually requiring amputation. Dr. Wolf arranged for emergency surgery on Miguel's foot, as well as 6 tissue donations to regenerate blood vessels, all free of charge. During Miguel's recoveries, Christus Foundation for Healthcare has also provided food gift cards since he couldn't get to return to work. Now recovering well, Miguel expects to return to his landscaping job soon. I'm very thankful, he says, for everything Dr. Wolf and Christus have done. So that's just one of thousands of stories that I can tell you about people that come to our facilities, to our programs. And in addition to the healthcare, we also have donors who give us money so we're able to buy gift cards. So that gift card that Miguel was talking about, especially during Thanksgiving and Christmas, we give out $50 or $100 gift cards to patients that we identify to be needing money for their holiday celebration. And by the way, St. Mary's Clinic, located at St. Austin Center, which is right next to Villa de Motel, our mother house where I live, would you believe it's the largest food distribution in Texas? So we partner with Target Hunger and what's the other one? Houston Food Bank. So they come to our facilities 3 days a week, and you can see that the line is about 3 miles long. And so they come to our parking lot, and they just keep going and going until, you know, some of them are in line at 7, you know, we don't start till 9. And not only that, if the patient is diabetic or hypertensive, we give them a prescription specific for the condition that they have. So the food bank would know what to give them. All right, I think this is the last slide. ChristusFoundation.org, so that's easy enough to remember if you want to find out more about what we're doing. And now, if you have any questions. Go ahead.
I'm curious, how do you handle your medical records? Is that a contracted service? I believe you said within a month you're wiping out records. How long do you keep those records for all those people?
Well, first of all, that's a secret. So this is the real cool thing about our clinics. I told you about Christus Health. Christus Health has a lot of resources. They have their HR department. They have all kinds of departments. So even though we're small clinics, we're actually backed by them. So we use their electronic medical record. We use their contracts for our medical supplies. We just pay them back. The foundation pays them back. But that's how we handle all the financial stuff. And the other cool thing is, because we're under Christus Health, we have to function as a regular clinic that you go to. We cannot, our standards has to be the same. Our standard of care has to be the same as every other clinic, even though when you go to our clinic, because most of our patients, well, I wouldn't say most, maybe 50% don't speak English and have not gone to school. So those visits actually take longer And then they don't have the resources. They can't make the appointment because they don't have a transportation. So in spite of all that, our two clinics are actually meeting all the standards that the United States are imposing to all the clinics. So we even have patient satisfaction surveys that we also have to meet. But a couple of times last year we got 100% patient satisfaction, so that's good.
So, can people in our area receive services at your?
Yes, we do reverse discrimination, meaning we only really want those without insurance. But if your deductible is $5,000, we can't see you, but it's not going to be applied toward your insurance. It's going to be like a self-pay. But yes, everybody. And we do our labs through LabCorp, and so our labs are the same labs that where you probably go to in your PCPs, primary care physicians. Anything else? Yes?
How would someone get in contact or use your facilities?
Do you have that information? Yes. There are books and numbers.
In the website.
And then website too. If you go to ChristmasFoundation.org, that has the addresses of all the programs, has the numbers, and they can call the number.
And make an appointment?
And make an appointment. And of course we ask, do you have insurance? But that's only so we can tell them, well, if you have insurance, then use it. But if you don't, then you're welcome. Yeah, we accept everybody. And by the way, because a lot of our patients are from another country, and we don't ask for documentation. They don't have to be U.S. citizens. And we do not get any federal money. Everything that we spend in our programs are from donations and other ways of getting money, except robbing the bank. But let's see. Yes, we've had patients who had to drive from Austin because they couldn't find free healthcare in that area. So, yes. The closest here is St. Mary's Clinic. And I do have to warn you, they have so many patients. You really have to call and make an appointment because the line is long. Yeah, for sure. And they're open on Saturdays too. St. Mary's Clinic, Monday to Friday and Saturday mornings. My clinic is Monday to Friday only. Yes, ma'am.
Where is St. Mary's?
It's on Wayside. No, Lawndale.
45 Wayside.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's okay, 45 exit Wayside. Yes?
You said that you provide nursing services for 12, I believe you said 12 schools. What type of schools are they, public or are they private?
So inner schools, 10 schools. They are Catholic schools, but not the rich ones. So these are the Catholic schools that are in the inner city.